Hey guys, welcome to Sipnayan Made Easy. Today, I'm going to present you the examples of the product of the sum and difference of two terms. Tara, simulan na natin! Let us consider the first example. We have the quantity x plus 10 times the quantity x minus 10. By observing them, they are conjugate binomials because the first terms and the last terms are the same, but the operators are opposite. If that is the case, to find their product, we have to multiply their first terms and their last terms. In x plus 10, the first term is x. In x minus 10, the first term is also x. Multiplying x with x, the answer is x squared. In x plus 10, the last term is 10. In x minus 10, the last term is negative 10. Multiplying positive 10 by negative 10, we have negative 100. To obtain our final answer, we have to combine x squared and negative 100. Since they are unlike terms, we're going to write them as they are. Therefore, the final answer is x squared minus 100. In the second example, we have the quantity 4a minus 3 times the quantity 4a plus 3. Since they are conjugate binomials, we're going to multiply their first terms and last terms in order for us to obtain their product. In 4a minus 3, the first term is 4a. In 4a plus 3, the first term is also 4a. Multiplying 4a with 4a, we have 4 times 4, that is 16, a times a, that is a squared. In 4a minus 3, the last term is negative 3. In 4a plus 3, the last term is positive 3. Multiplying negative 3 with positive 3, this will give us negative 9. To finalize our answer, we're going to combine the product of the first terms, which is 16a squared, and the product of the last terms, which is negative 9. Since 16a squared and negative 9 are unlike terms, we're going to write them as they are. Therefore, the final answer is 16a squared minus 9. Therefore, the final answer is 16a squared minus 9. Let us consider example number 3. We have the quantity 12m plus 15n times the quantity 12m minus 15n. Since they are conjugate binomials, we're going to multiply their first terms and last terms. In 12m plus 15n, the first term is 12m. In 12m minus 15n, the first term is also 12m. Multiplying 12m with 12m, we have 144 m squared. In 12m plus 15n, the last term is 15n. In 12m minus 15n, the last term is negative 15n. Multiplying 15n with negative 15n, we have negative 15 times 15, that is 225, and n times n, that is n squared. Combining the product of the first terms and the last terms, we have 144m squared minus 225n squared. Let us consider example number 4. We have the quantity of 5 over 9x plus 7 times the quantity of 5 over 9x minus 7. Since they are conjugate binomials, we're going to multiply their first terms and last terms. In 5 over 9x plus 7, the first term is 5 over 9x. In 5 over 9x minus 7, the first term is also 5 over 9x. If we're going to observe 5 over 9x and 5 over 9x are fraction. Take note that when we multiply fraction, we multiply their numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. Multiplying them, we have 5 times 5, that is 25, over 9 times 9, that is 81. Next, let us multiply the variable x. X times x, that is x squared. Let us multiply now their last terms. In 5 over 9x plus 7, the last term is positive 7. In 5 over 9x minus 7, the last term is negative 7. Multiplying positive 7 with negative 7, this will give us negative 49. To finalize our answer, we're going to combine the product of the first term, which is 25 over 81x squared, and the product of the last terms, which is negative 49. Since the given terms are unlike terms, we're going to write them as they are. Therefore, the final answer is 25 over 81 x squared minus 49. In number 5, the given is 2 over 11c plus 3 over 10 d squared times the quantity 2 over 11c minus 3 over 10 d squared. Since they are conjugate binomials, we're going to multiply their first terms and last terms. In 2 over 11c plus 3 over 10d squared, the first term is 2 over 11c. In 2 over 11c minus 3 over 10d squared, the first term is also 2 over 11c. If we're going to observe, the first terms are fraction. Therefore, to obtain their product, we just multiply their numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. We have 2 times 2, that is 4, over 11 times 11, that is 121, and c times c, that is c squared. Let us proceed to the last terms. In 2 over 11c plus 3 over 10d squared, the last term is 3 over 10d squared. In 2 over 11c minus 3 over 10d squared, the last term is negative 3 over 10d squared. The last terms are also fraction. That is 3 over 10d squared and negative 3 over 10d squared. Multiplying them, we have positive 3 times negative 3, that is negative 9, over 10 times 10, that is 100. And d squared times d squared, that is d raised to the 4th power. To finalize our answer, we're going to combine the product of the first terms, which is 4 over 121c squared, and the last terms, which is negative 9 over 100 d raised to 4. Since the given terms are unlike, therefore, we're going to write them as they are. The final answer is 4 over 121 c squared minus 9 over 100 d raised to 4. Let us consider our last example. We have the quantity of a raised to 3n plus 6b raised to n times the quantity of a raised to 3n minus 6b raised to n. If we're going to observe, they are conjugate binomials. Therefore, to obtain their product, we're going to multiply their first terms and last terms. In a raised to 3n plus 6b raised to n, the first term is a raised to 3n. In a raised to 3n minus 6b raised to n, the first term is a raised to 3n. Multiplying them, we have a raised to 3n times a raised to 3n. In this case, we're going to copy the variable a since they are the same. And what are we going to do with the exponent is to add them applying the product rule for exponent. We have 3n plus 3n. Therefore, the product of the first terms is a raised to 6n. When it comes to last terms, in a raised to 3n plus 6b raised to n, we have 6b raised to n as the last term. In a raised to 3n minus 6b raised to n, we have negative 6b raised to n as the last term. Multiplying them, we have 6b raised to n times negative 6b raised to n. Simplifying, we have 6 times 6, that is negative 36, and just copy the variable b and add the exponent n and n. Therefore, the product of the last terms is negative 36 b raised to 2n. To finalize our answer, we're going to add the product of the first terms, which is a raised to 6n, and the product of the last terms, which is negative 36b raised to 2n. Therefore, the final answer is a raised to 6n minus 36b raised to 2n. Muli, maraming salamat sa panonood. Hangad ko na may natutunan kayo sa ating paksa. For more upcoming video tutorials, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell.